Well, hello there. Chad from NatureBox Pet Emporium. Thanks for tuning in today. Today we are going to be talking about measuring your temperature, so stick around. So a question that we get asked all the time is, what wattage of light bulb do I need? How big of a heat mat do I need? What type of controller do I need to use? Etc., etc., etc. One of the most important things when it comes to taking care of your pet reptile is monitoring your heat and giving your animal the correct temperature for them to correctly thermoregulate. To know what size light bulb you need, first you have to know what are your temperatures. We cannot arbitrarily recommend to you a heating element or a heating bulb, let's say a 50 watt bulb versus a 100 watt bulb, without knowing what is your starting point. And then if we do recommend something like a 75 watt bulb, how do we know that that is giving you the correct temperature that you need? Thermostats, thermometer. You need to have a thermometer to know what your temperature is. There's many different types of thermometers that we sell at the store, so let me give you a quick rundown on what we have. Come on closer. So there's several different types of thermometer that we sell. The most basic one is your analog thermometer. This is like, the most basic of technology, and kind of unfortunately one of the most popular. This is your run-of-the-mill thermometer that has a sticky on the back, and you kind of stick it to your tank. We'll say you stick it right there, and that's all it's going to tell you is what the temperature is, where you stick it. Furthermore, because it's analog, it has basically a spring inside of there that will control the dial and put it to wherever the temperature is. It's kind of old technology. There's better options out there. This will run you $7.99. So we sell a lot of these because this has been around forever and people recognize it for what it is. It's not bad, but I always recommend spending at least $2 more. If you're willing to spend $2 more, it's a good way to spend $2. You're going to get the digital version of this thermometer. This thermometer has, a lot of benefits from your analog version. Because it's digital, it's going to give you a more accurate reading. It'll give you a quicker reading. It has a probe that you can put over here and measure your temperature, and then you can move the probe down here, measure your temperature. You can move it all around. You're not stuck with one stick. You can put it wherever you want and measure your temperature accurately and quickly, whereas this might take a minute or two to get you a good reading, probably even less. This will take a long time for it to acclimate where you want it to read your temperature. But there's better options. So moving up from that, this is probably one of my favorites. This is basically what we just saw here, but it adds in a humidity gauge as well. So this one is $9.99. This one's $17.99 for the extra. $7, you add in the ability to measure humidity on top of it. Not really what we're talking about, but because it's in the same kind of boat, this is a good option as well, especially if you have something like a chameleon or gecko, like a crested gecko, things that you want to maintain a certain level of humidity with. You want to be able to do that too. So everything that I'm saying for temperature is also applicable to humidity. This product does it both for $17.99. This one right here is a brand new product from ZoomEd. It is their minimum maximum temperature sensing device thermometer. For whatever reason, I'm having a problem with that word today. But this is a minimum maximum thermometer. So it does what this does. However, it tells you what your maximum temperature was as well as what your minimum temperature was. So going back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, and in that, if we recommend to you a 75 watt bulb, or you're trying to figure out what your coldest temperature is for your reptile and what your hottest temperature is, so you know what size of light bulb or heat pad or what you need to adjust your temperatures to, this one will do it. So it'll give you, what your current temperature is, and then it'll tell you on the screen what your high has been and what your low has been. So you can clear that. So if you're doing it, you wake up at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and then you wake up Sunday morning, you can see what your minimum and your maximum was for that 24-hour period, and you change your light bulb. You go with a hotter bulb, you go ahead, you hit clear, that'll clear it up, and then you can measure for the next 24 hours. This one is $14.99 for that. So again, we're going from $8, $9, $14. There's good ways to spend your money. You can be a little frivolous with your spending sometimes, because you're like, oh well, I want this dish, or I want the dish that looks like some melted crayons, or it has a skull in it. That's discretionary spending. That's totally up to you. You don't have to do that. Areas where we always recommend spending a few more dollars is in critical pieces of care like this that gives you the information you need to take correct care of your animal. The last and not least, when it comes to thermometers, is the instant read thermometer. This one has a little laser in there where you point it, it's point and shoot. It'll give you instantaneous temperature readings on whatever surface you want. So this is nice, again, for basically any reptile, but this has a lot more relevance in when you're spot checking temperatures. If you have a lot of cages or a lot of animals and you really want to get readings, or if you're making changes, small changes, it'll give you more changing or more ability to track what you're doing. Or think tortoises, bearded dragons, geomastics, things that really need hot temperatures, and maybe they appreciate a little bit of belly heat too. So you can measure your surface area or your surface temperature. If you have a flat piece of shale or something, you can shoot that with this and it'll tell you what that temperature is right there. Maybe it's too hot and you need to back off your wattage a little bit. You can also use it when your dragon is parked or your animal's parked underneath it. You can measure the temperature on the animal itself to see where he is at. So this is really good, and these run you $25. So from $7.99 to $25.99. There's a solution for every way that you want to check your temperatures. I would say that these are the best. Go with digital. It's a good way to spend an extra $2, $3 to $10, not even $10. That's a good place to invest some of your money. We have all these products in the store at NatureBox Pet in Aurora. We're working on getting everything on our website. If you haven't been there, go to natureboxpet.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment below if you have any questions. We love to answer questions, and we always engage with you. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button up there, over there. Catch you next time.